just this presentation about Senhasegura PAM, and after that we will have a demo, and after that we will have a Q&A section. Okay, but before we begin, everyone can hear me? If possible, if you can hear me, just write in the Q&A yes or that you can hear me. Okay, good. I think everyone is able to hear me. Okay, I think we are ready to go. Okay, so today we have Mr. Daniel. Daniel, you can start right now.
Okay, thank you. So hello everyone, I'm glad to have you all here. So please don't hesitate to ask anything about us or our software. I will be glad to answer you, and I hope that you enjoy our presentation and post demo. So who we are? We are a Brazilian company that started on security and PAM 20 years ago. We are present on more than 48 countries right now. And since the beginning, we are on Gartner currently as challengers with 97% of recommendations. We are considered above average on all Gartner requirements. And we have a 24/7, 365 days support team. We already delivered this year reports, and we expect to maintain our position here like leaders, like challengers. We are one of the most recommended softwares on PAM Quadrant with 97% of recommendations, above all other softwares, even the leaders inside this magic quadrant. We have two badges here, customer choices and customers first, that we are the unique on this quadrant that has these customer choice badges. We have 5 stars across every Gartner segment that indicates that we are fit to all size companies, even those biggest companies that has more than 30 billion value, and the companies that are less than $50 million, we are highly recommended. In our portfolio, we have PAM, that is our vault. We have DevSecOps, that ensures the security to your dev teams. We have the certificate management that allows you to control and automatize your certificate lifecycle. We have PDM too, to elevate privileges and control end user access. And we have Domo. Domo is VPN-less connectivity to your employees and your 30 partners working from home. All of those tools that I mentioned to you are all in one, so you don't need to install several machines to deploy the functionalities that Senhasegura can deliver to you and to your clients. When you click on our modules, you will be able to see everything and to use all of our technologies. So why choose Senhasegura? We are turnkey. You will have to deploy only one virtual machine, user-based charge. There's no mistakes here, and there's no trickies. We are easy to adopt with a friendly end-user interface that I will show you. We have the fastest deploy on the market that you will be ready to go in one day. And our architecture is modular that drives you to the future. So in this slide here, I can show you a little bit more about our architecture. Okay, Other solutions are more expensive than us. We will deliver everything inside one OVA, Linux-based, with embedded database, embedded firewall, one single OVA, everything is licensed here. This information here is not for our international market, because when you acquire a license of our PAN, you will receive another instance to high availability. So we just charge if you need more than 2 nodes, okay? The other solutions will need more than one machine to do the same thing and to control, for example, such as 1,000 devices or 1,000 connections. We are able to do this with a single installation of Senhasegura, differently than the other competitors. We are simplest. All of our materials and softwares are already in English. We have online training and certification to your team. We have a competitive price and a great margin for our resellers. A simple channel partner, and that you can achieve, okay? Channel partner program. We have 24/7 assistance, and for us, you will be important. You are not just another reseller, okay? Is there any questions about us or about Senhasegura? I don't know if Mr. Nor can verify.
No,
here.
there is no question so far. I think we can proceed to demo.
Okay, so let me change the screen that I'm sharing here. Let me share my environment here. So the first thing that I would like to show you here is that we are able to work with two-factor authentication. I'm using here the Google Authenticator app to provide me tokens. Okay, let me log in here. So this is our main screen here in Senhasegura. When the user logins, he will see this screen here. That is his desktop. Here, the user will be able to see his most used credentials, if he has some tasks related to him, his last access, if he has some password in his custody, if he has some protected information. He has information here like his dashboard, to verify his behavior, how many days that he access, how many records he have here, okay? This is a easy interface and quick space that the user can personalize here. But you and the administrators, we're gonna use this topic here. So the first thing that you have to do when you log in Senhasegura is to add new devices, okay? We are able to manage any type of connections here. It doesn't matter if we are talking about web applications or servers like Debian or Linux-based servers or Windows-based servers. It makes no difference here. And we are able to manage different kind of SSH connections too, such as switches, routers, firewalls, this make no difference. Okay, we are an agentless tool, so you don't have to install anything on the target device to be able to connect to them. We have here a lot of fields to be fulfilled with informations to split in the future the permissions, okay, to guarantee that the users will only have access to the devices or to the credentials that they have to connect. We are able to connect to the most common protocols on the market, such as HTTP or HTTPS, RDP, and SSH. But we have here a lot of other different protocols that you can use to administrate your environment and your target devices. When you choose some specific protocol, you will be able to personalize and to change the part that you will gonna use to connect to this device. Okay. After we add here the devices or the web applications, you will be able here to add new credentials to manage those devices. Okay. Let me show you how can we add new credentials here. So you have to put here the username. You will be able to put the password, to set the current password, or to generate a new complex password and change it manually on the device. Okay. Or you can enable the automatic change here and choose one privileged credential that will have the right to change this password of this credential. Okay, so you can ensure that this credential is secure because, for example, if you have an administrative credential that has right to change every password inside your environment, you can add here other high privileged credentials and say to Senhasegura, hey, when I add this credential, please automatically change this password to ensure that no one will have access to this credential or to this password outside the default. Okay? We can work with remote app to restrict access to remote application only. So if you have some database administrators, for example, that uses SQL Management Studio, we can restrict the access to a specific server to this specific application. So when the user starts the session, he only will be able to see the software that he had to work. I will show it to you. Okay? And you have here additional fields like macros to fulfill specific informations in your login to ensure that the user don't have to know the password or don't have to interact with the application to put credentials. Okay? Now, let me show you how can we start sessions and what we can do here. I will start a session with a Windows environment here. Okay, we are inside the server right now. Like we are doing some kind of RDP connection because here we are doing connection through the vault, through Senhasegura. Okay, we are doing a proxy web session here, and we are doing RDP as a HTTP proxy. You will be able to do everything here, to use your shortcuts, okay, like Control-C or Control-V. You can copy informations or files. For example, if I type new information here, and I open my own notepad, okay, inside my own machine here, I can copy the information from the server to the server, okay? And you are able to copy files too. Because we are working here in a demo environment, for security reasons, I am not able to copy files, but we can configure this inside Senhasegura 2. Everything that is happening here is being recorded, okay? Even the keystrokes. And the administrators with the correct permissions will be able here to live session and to live streaming the session. Okay? And if you are viewing another user session, you are able to block the session if you verify that the user is doing something wrong here. When the session finishes, let me show you, you will be able to see everything that occurred on that session, okay? Even the keystrokes, to see which user started this connection with the IP that originates this session. And if you have the correct permissions too, you will be able to view or generate video for download, okay? You will receive in your email a text with a web link to download the session. And you are able to reproduce the record here without need to install anything in your computer and without need to use any kind of plugin, okay? With your Senhasegura installation, we already have a player embedded. Okay, the same to SSH environments with another functionality that I'm sure that you will gonna like. Let me show it to you. So when you are doing those kind of SSH through web connections or even use clients, I will show it to you. We're able to type your comments, but if you want, you can register here some audited comments to block some comments to be typed. So for example, if I try to type list, this command is blocked, okay? But the session is just opening. But if I try ban my own password, we can block the command and log off the user. We have other capabilities here. We can even deny the execution and block the user if we need to, putting this user in a quarantine group that will be necessary that the administrator release this user. You can add those commands for every SSH connection to specific credentials or devices, or even to specific groups, okay? The same for web applications. Let me try this one here, for example. I'm logging into GitHub right here. The user don't have to interact with anything. Okay, and we are here inside the page doing everything that we want and equal as the other connections. The administrators can live stream everything that is happening here, everything that will be recorded, and every click or every keystroke will be recorded too. And like I said to you, you can restrict for specific applications using Windows. For this example, let me show you how can you do this accessing specific applications like SQL Management Studio. In this case, you will have to have a remote desktop license from Windows, okay, to use this functionality here. So the user is receiving the software screen. Let us wait. It opens. Okay, we are here. The server name is fulfilled. The authentication is Windows-based. The user is able to connect to do everything that he wants here and that he needs, and everything will be recorded. And if the user tries to close the connection, he will not be able to see the desktop, and the session will be disconnected in a few seconds. Let us wait. It's really simple, really easy to adopt and to configure. Okay. Let the session finishes alone because the user is being signed out. The user will be able to retrieve the password too if he needs. Okay. We have here a contrast bar to prevent shoulder surfing. Okay. The user will be able to copy the password, to paste on another tool, or to spell the password. Okay. Once the client take the custody of a password, it will be here, and the release of this custody will be based, for example, on time. I will manually release those two credentials, and you are able to configure Senhasegura to do not allow more than one user has the custody of the same password. So you can guarantee that if someone took the custody of a specific password, only he will be accessing the software outside Senhasegura, because only he knows the password. And you can configure in executions tab, like I show it to you, the capability to automatically rotate the password when a user releases it. Here inside access groups, you will be able to split the permissions between different users. And you can set things like if the user will require a reason to view a password, or an approval to view a password, or even to start remote sessions. If the user will require a reason to start an approval, and you can integrate with your ITSM tools to require a change ID to start the session. Everything here will be based on those criteria, and you can add here the approvals to do your workflows here. Okay. Okay, perfect. When someone solicitates an approval, he will be able to see here his request, okay? And the user that has the right to approve those kind of connections will see here my approvals, the access or the view of password that they have to allow, but you can configure it to the possibility to send emails and to approve those kind of requests by email. You can access the software outside Senhasegura too, using Senhasegura as a host. So you can configure here your multi-hop connections, like this one, for example, directing the user here to the Senhasegura's IP, using a simple string here that will have the username here, the username that will have the privileges to access Senhasegura, the credential that the user will have to use here, and the target server. He can save those kind of connections, and he will be able to access their environment, their target devices, outside Senhasegura without the necessity to log in our web browser, and you will be able to record the session, to record the keystrokes equally if you are connecting through our web browsers. Let me proceed here. We are able to manage SSH connections too, okay? And to manage SSH keys. So if you prefer, for security reasons, to use this kind of connection, Senhasegura will be able to manage and to rotate those kind of SSH keys too. Our rotation of passwords is based on templates, like this one, for example. Let me show you a simple template to change Active Directory user passwords. Okay, so it's quite simple. You just have to change here your own domain information, and you will be able to change passwords like Active Directory passwords or local account passwords. We have almost 99 embedded templates here, but you can create your own templates to change passwords of specific web applications or specific Windows or Linux or SSH credentials, or even Radius or Takak passwords. Okay. We have here a function to reconciliate the password that will periodically try to connect to the target device using the credential that we have added here in the vault. And if Senhasegura's vault verifies that the password that he has here is not the same that the password that the target device has, Senhasegura will be able to use high elevated credentials to change the password and to ensure that security. And at least about our PAM module, I would like to show you our dashboard here. Okay, the user, and the administrators, and the auditors will be able to verify the radar here. It is quite interesting. So he will be able to track the connections and to verify if the connection had some risk based on user behavior that we can add here, and that Senhasegura can verify based on the behavior of the user. For example, if the user is not used to access the systems in a specific period, or to do some amount of access in different devices, Senhasegura user behavior will analyze and give you reports about those kind of informations. We have other modules too here, okay, that I will just give you a quick overview. And if you want to know more about one of those other modules, I will be glad to schedule another meeting, another session like this, to go deeper inside some specific module, okay? We have here the A2A module, that is our API. It's a two-way API that the users can retrieve and put information inside our vault. We have the certificates module here that will verify your certificates to expire, and will be able to automatically renew those certificates if you have the automation license. We have the task manager too, that will allow you to automatize some specific tasks that your end users have to do. Okay, they will appear on the user desktop, and you can automatize specific tasks or specific commands, and the user will not have to interact with the session. He will only start the execution task, and it will be done. We have here the DSM module, that is our DevSecOps module. It will manage your entire life cycle of your secrets. It will be able to provide, unprovide, rotate your passwords, rotate your secrets, and even inject those secrets in your applications and in your cloud environments. We have the cloud module here that will be able to manage your cloud environment, okay, your secrets in your AWS or Google Cloud that we are already integrated. We have the information module too, that you can store your informations. For example, you can store here tax information, digital certificates, credentials, variables, any kind of important things that you don't want to manage with the vault, but are informations that you want to add and to secure here. We have Go, like I said to you, that is our PEDM software. Okay, you have to install the client on Windows or Linux environments, and you will be able to restrict operations to end users. And for example, if they need the administrative credentials to use applications like, I don't know, PowerPoint, you will not need to give him administrator's rights to use that specific applications. You can use Senhasegura Go, and using high elevated permission already deployed on Vault, you can elevate the privileges for end users that will have everything recorded when they start that kind of program. We have Discovery that will automatize the discovery of credentials and devices in your environment. It will make easier to guarantee that all credentials are already managed by default. And Domo, like I said to you, that is our VPN-less module here that will allow you to give just-in-time access to your employees or third partners based on geolocation or a specific period of time. And that's it. This is some information about Senhasegura software, and now I'm available to ask your questions. Mr. Knott, do you have any question here to answer?
Thank you so much, Daniel. Yes, actually, we have multiple questions. Yes, can you see the first question I sent it to you?
Let me check here where I can see it.
Okay, no problem. Our first question, do you support RDP and SSH relay? I mean, if I need to use PuTTY to access destination asset, can I do it directly to PAM box, and PAM box will relay it? The same for RDP.
Yes, you can use softwares like Beauty or like MOBA or Remote NG or even WinSCP. It makes no difference. You use the Vault as a multi-hop connection to go through your direct device without lose any kind of traceability. Now I can see the questions, Mr. Nora. You can put the other one.
Okay, perfect. The second question.
Do you have a step-by-step guide for demo installation and configuration for top use case to show off the power of PAN? Yes, we have. This is called Cookbook. It has several pages that will lead you through the life cycle of deployment and the first register of device and credentials. I can share it with you. And I can show it to make it easier. But I will share this document. Let me find it here. Wait just a little bit.
No problem, Daniel. If you can share it to us, and we will send it
Okay,
to our partners. No issue.
but this is the manual. Getting Start
Yes.
Cookbook. You have everything in here. Okay. The next question, please.
Yes, it's what about the right click in the browser in RDP session? Is it working?
Yes, let me show it to you.
Okay.
Okay, let me start a session here, like this. The same thing. Okay. It's working. Okay, next question, please.
Yes, it's can we blacklist someone? Sorry, some applications in RDP session?
If you are using Senhasegura Go, the answer is yes. You can blacklist applications and you can even block commands to CMD or PowerShell. Without Senhasegura Go, no. But using Senhasegura Go, yes, you can do it. And you can use both, okay? You can have the Senhasegura Go installed and start it from RDP proxy connection.
Okay, perfect.
I have it here. Let me show. This is a quite interesting thing to show you. So this is our Senhasegura Go. I'm showing you Windows 10 connection, and this is our Senhasegura Go already installed here. So if the user needs to elevate the privileges to change, for example, his own IP or other informations, he will be able to do this through Senhasegura, and you can restrict the machine only to open some specific softwares and only through Senhasegura Go. While it's opening, I don't know if it will open because this is a lab environment. I don't know if it is working, but okay. Can we handle application to application like API calls or DB link? Yes, we can. I can share with you too our developer manual that has some kind of SDK that will allow you to interact with Senhasegura using API. We have some get and some put and some add and delete comments and calls to do here. Next question, please.
Yes. Next
Okay.
question is, need to install any agent on server to control RDP session?
No, you don't need to install anything. We are an agentless tool. Only, I have to advise, only if you want to restrict those applications or commands in using CMD or PowerShell, you have to install Senhasegura Go. But if you don't need to do this, you don't have to install anything.
The next question, can we monitor logs for each user, like commands and all activities, all actions and commands during the user session? The question.
Yes, we can. Let me show it to you. If I open here, let me close this connection. You don't let it stop it. Disconnect. For example, in this case, didn't anything here. If I find one that I've typed something. This one, for example. We are logging everything, okay? Even the user typed something, if the user transferred some files, it makes no difference, okay?
Okay. Okay, so the next question, can we link the dashboard with the admin email to alert him about any abnormal situation?
Yes, we can create here notifications. Let me show you. You can create here new notifications, okay? And those notifications can be selected. Let me find one here to show you. For example, those ones, those here. If some user make a new request, if he has some requested rejected, for example, you can create those text here and you can select who will receive those messages based on the behavior of the user. Okay, we are able to interact with SMTP, IMAP, and POP3 connections.
Okay. The next question, can you please explain the license of PAM?
Perfect, I can. We only charge by users, okay? So there's make no difference if you have 100 devices and 100 different credentials. If you just have one user, you will be charged just once, okay? Just one time. We just charge by users. So if you need to have 10 employees in your IT team and they will manage 1,000 credentials, it makes no difference. We only will charge those 10 users.
Okay, perfect.
There's some different type of charges for the other modules, but I think that Mr. Briges will be the best person to talk those doubts in another moment.
Okay, perfect. The next question, you talk about API. What is the most important example you can present for using API?
You can use API here, for example, to interact with other softwares like your monitoring software. So if you have a monitoring software that needs to use a credential to interact with some device, for example, if you have a Zabbix installation that needs to use an SSH credential to monitor something inside a specific switch or router, you can retrieve the user and password using API from PAM. Or if you have some other process that needs to, for example, if you have tools such as inventory tools that you register your new servers or your new switches or routers, you can add those devices and those credentials automatically using APIs into the Vault.
Okay, perfect. Yes, next question, Daniel, is a request from one of our partners. Can you please block running an application, for example, calc.exe in RDP session?
Yes, using Senhasegura.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
That will be charted separately. Okay.
Okay. Can you show it right now? Is it possible?
This is the software that I was trying to run in here, but it's not working on my web environment, on my demo environment. But you can restrict specific applications. Let me check if I can show it here. On Go here, for example, okay, you can select on the profile of Senhasegura Go some applications, and you can enable or disable this specific application here. Okay, so Paint in this case, you can come here and you can block this application. So the user will not be able to use the specific application or even specific buttons on control panel. Okay, you can enable or disable it. Let me check. Can the product apply a policy regarding to a user access from local network different from those access from VPN or remote? When you are adding here, let me check the access groups. You can have here access limitations. And inside our settings, you can restrict the connection specific for some specific IPs, but no, we cannot split the permissions from different sources. Not like this. For example, if the user tries to connect using the VLAN one, he will have those specific permissions. And if the user is connecting from the VLAN 2, he will have another kind of interaction with the boot. No, we don't do this.
Okay, perfect. The next question, is it PAM user or users on destination assets? I think he's asking, referencing the license of Senhasegura.
PAM users. The user that will use PAN to connect it to the target device. So you can have here 100 target devices, different IPs, 100 different credentials. If you have 5 users that will manage all of those devices and credentials, you will charge only by those 5 users.
Okay, perfect. The question, yes, the session will be is right now recorded and will be sent to you. No problem, gentlemen. Okay, so the next question, I may have 2 IT admins, but they have 10 different users on destination assets. Does it count as 2 or 10?
Could you repeat your question, please?
Yes, okay, just a second.
I'm being able to read them right now. Now, I may have 2 IT admins, but they have 10 different users or destination assets. Does it count as 2 or 10? As 2. If you have just 2 IT admins, it will count by 2.
Okay, okay. So the next question, just a minute. Okay, we did that, no problem. What is the size of Go?
The size of the client, it's really
Yes.
small. I don't have the specific size of the application, but it's really small. It's a simple application. It's not a huge application, but I don't have this information right now, but I can retrieve it.
Okay. Okay, perfect. The next question is about how can we download the demo to test it. Mr. Dawood, no problem. My colleague will help you regarding this. Okay, he will send you the download links and everything else.
Yes, and to point one thing here, I am your tech guy, okay, and I am your first point of contact about technical questions, okay. So if you want to do a demo and if you want to install Senhasegura in your environment, I will be very glad to take a time to help you to deploy the system in your environment and to help you to understand a little bit more about Senhasegura, okay? I will be available to everyone that wants to do this.
Okay, thank you so much, Daniel. So regarding the demo, regarding trial, no problem at all. As I mentioned to you, there is no limitation, Mr. Dawood. Okay, we can provide you with the trial license, and you can try it in your lab or in your environment. Okay. Ala is asking Daniel regarding this question again. Just a minute regarding this one.
Okay.
He didn't get the answer, so can you repeat that to him?
What is the question?
Can the product apply a policy regarding to user access from local network different from those access from VPN or remote?
Oh no, it's not possible. We don't have those kind of block from different sources.
Okay. Okay. Yes, our next question, is there integration with the Oracle or SQL server for managing the users inside the instead of sorry, LDAP?
Yes, we are already integrated with Oracle and SQL Server. We can provide all of our integrations to you, but with those two, I can guarantee that we are already integrated.
Okay, perfect. Okay, do you have problem doing business in SY? No problem, Mr. Mahran. It's inside our region, so no issue about that. Okay, I think we are done. Please let me know if you have any other question. Okay, I don't think we have any other question, Daniel. Just to remind you, gentlemen, this session is recorded. We will send it to you for sure. Okay.
Okay.
With also like all the questions answered. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you, Ben, from Senhasegura team. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you everyone for your time, and I will be glad to help you and answer any questions that you have furthermore.
Okay, perfect.
Have a nice week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you. Thanks, gentlemen. Hope you like enjoyed our session today and to keep in touch for sure. We will end the session right now. If you have any questions, please send it to me or to one of my colleagues, Safwan, or anyone else from my team. We will be glad to assist you. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.